So, as someone with ADHD, I am constantly going through different tools, different strategies, different ideas, different life hacks to try to manage my ADHD symptoms and regulate my nervous system on a day-to-day basis. But so much advice and ADHD content out there is given by people who work from home or are like full-time content creators and have full autonomy and control over their workload and what work they do on what days. And that's great for them, except that I work full-time in the healthcare field and I don't have full control over what I do on what day, and I just have to perform at my best, at my highest capacity in the healthcare field every single day, no matter what, and be in really high-paced, intense environments, and also keep myself regulated, and that can be a lot for someone with ADHD. And when you don't have control over your own environment, that can be really challenging. And so today, I want to give you the 10 things that I do that work for me to help me get out of the door on time, get to work, regulate and navigate my workday, and keep myself regulated and productive, and come home and be able to relax and enjoy my evening. With ADHD, it took me a long time to learn how to do this. I went through a phase of being deeply depressed for several years when I didn't know that I had ADHD and I wasn't managing any of these things. I lived several years of my life in fight or flight because I didn't even know that my nervous system was so on fire as it was until I learned how to regulate my nervous system. And I learned these strategies and I realized that, oh my gosh, I had been so stressed constantly for years. And only now have I learned ADHD strategies and how to regulate my nervous system while on the go. And it has made a huge difference in my life. So today I'm going to give you the 10 best things that I've learned that I've stuck with for over a year now to regulate my nervous system. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I have a fidget toy on me at all times. So this is one that I use often. And this is just cheap from Amazon. I don't even know what brand it is. I chose it because it's comfortable to hold in my hand. It's got this fun little squiggle thing on it. It's got buttons that click, silent buttons that don't make any noise. I like to crank this thing with my finger. I attached it to this badge extender. I don't know what these are called other than a badge extender. So what I do is I actually hook these to my pants right here. And I have this with me at all times. If I'm wearing this, it is just right here on my hip. So as I'm going throughout my workday, if I'm in a meeting or having a stressful interaction with a patient or whatever it might be, I can pull this out. I can fidget, keep my fingers busy. And then when I let go of it, it's just immediately right here on my hip. Another fidget that I use is this scrunchy looking thing. It came in a set of 3. This I can wear on my wrist. And it looks like a scrunchie. It's kind of cute, a little decorative. It's a nice little bracelet. I also keep these in different places around my house. So I will wear one with me at work. So I just have it on my wrist. This one I keep right here in the living room in this drawer so that when I'm watching TV in the evening, I always need something to pick with my fingers. So I keep this one at point of service. I have a third one that I try to keep in my work bag or in my purse. Another one is these little rubber worm things. I try to keep a fidget toy in the location anywhere where I feel that I might need to fidget. The goal is always to have it on me. So this one I would put in my work bag that I bring with me around places. Another one, which I don't currently have because I broke mine, is a stress ball squish toy. I keep those specifically in my car and I squish the heck out of them while I am driving. Earbuds on me at all times. I keep these in my pocket all the time. They are very small, skin colored, discreet. I can link them below. They're again from Amazon. I keep these with me all the time. These are nice because they're small and discreet. And so if you're wearing your hair down, you can't even tell that you're wearing them. Even with my hair up, they're small enough, they're discreet enough. They don't look like earbuds. If it's an Apple AirPod, like, it's obvious that you're wearing an earbud, and that can be considered rude or unprofessional if you're at work and it's obvious that you're wearing something, but these just don't look like your standard earbud. And so I have gotten away with wearing these because they're small enough and they're more discreet. No one really notices or cares that I'm wearing them. I will also put these on if I'm in like a noisy restaurant. I am often listening to smooth jazz piano or vagus nerve healing sounds or rain sounds, and it just helps me stay grounded in my own nervous system, in my body, helps me to avoid those out of body dysregulated experiences when I'm stressed. If I am low on dopamine and struggling to motivate myself to keep moving through the day, I can put upbeat music on. These just help so much to keep me moving and focused and regulate my dopamine and regulate my nervous system when other earbuds might be considered rude or just not professional. These I've gotten away with because they're so small and discreet. The other thing I love about these particular ones is that they are not noise canceling. So I can still hear out of my ear when I have these in. Also, a dopamine menu. I keep a dopamine menu on my phone. I made a whole video about a dopamine menu and dopamine ramping, how to use a dopamine menu. That is a must. Go see those videos. I use my dopamine menu all the time, and it's on my phone so that when I'm at work or out and about doing errands, whatever it might be, I can reference my dopamine menu and keep myself moving and keep myself from scrolling or dopamine seeking or procrastinating. I can pull up my menu. It's right there on my phone where I always have it accessible. I also use lists to stay on track throughout the day. These are just lists that I use to stay on track during transitions. The morning things list is a list of things that I need to get done in the morning to transition from bed to getting ready for work. And you could call it a routine, but I don't do all of these things in the same order, nor do I have to do all of these things. This list is to keep me on track and to keep me from doing 1,000 other things that don't really need to get done. So in the morning when I'm wandering around trying to figure out what do I need to do to get ready for work and what should I do next, and I forgot all the things that I need to do in the morning because nothing's automatic. When you have ADHD, I can reference my list and know exactly what I need to do, and if it's not on the list, it's not something that I need to be doing. I have another list for going to bed at night. I have a dopamine ramp list, and this is a stuff checklist for before I leave my house. I can reference this list. Do I have my purse, lunchbox, water bottle, coffee, earbuds, fidget, and glasses? Am I wearing my glasses on my face? And this just helps me to know that I have everything and I'm ready to go. So using lists strategically placed at point of service, wherever you might need them, duplicate the list, have it in a couple different places, and even like I thought later on to put glasses on here, so I just wrote it in by pen. So just keep them updated and use lists to help you navigate transitions. It takes off a lot of cognitive load. A pocket notebook on my phone case. This I have never seen anyone else ever do. I kind of came up with this. This is my phone case. My phone is not in my case right now because I am recording with my phone. I just pop my phone in and out of my phone case. I found this phone case on Amazon. Again, I will link it below, but this phone case has a built-in pocket notebook. I was only able to find one phone case like this. It comes in black and brown. I wish it had more. I might start my own product line of creating beautiful phone cases with pocket notebooks that work a little better than this one because this one started to fall apart and the pages started to fall apart. So I hold it together with a rubber band. But here's the thing with a pocket notebook. You've probably heard of like a pocket notebook, and I tried keeping like a separate pocket notebook with me, but then it's hard enough for me to not lose my phone and keep my phone with me all the time. And when I was trying to keep my phone with me and a pocket notebook with me, I would always have one or the other and not both. And I inevitably always had the one that I didn't need and didn't have the one that I did need. And I just decided to combine them both so that I always have them both with me. Why do I take notes on paper rather than just on my phone? Well, typically, as soon as I get onto my phone, I am immediately distracted by a notification, a text, something else, a different app, and I immediately forget what I wanted to write down. And that happens to me so often. It's very frustrating. I have a thought, I pull up my phone to write it down or do something, and I've immediately forgotten what that thought is. And so by having a pocket notebook, I don't even have to open my phone. I can just immediately write it down on this paper, need toilet paper, and then I can move on with my day and it's written down. There are so many benefits of writing things by hand on paper rather than typing on your phone. My issue is just that I never had like a consistent notebook with me or a piece of paper that I could write with. And so this just immediately gives me a pocket notebook that is always here with me, so I don't always have to be on my phone. Also, I really like being able to close my phone case so that my phone screen does not have free access to just come on whenever it wants to. With my phone sitting next to me, I'm not going to get distracted by a notification on my phone screen unless I choose to open my phone case. And so I really like that feature. It just really limits my phone addiction and my reliance on my phone and just the distractions coming in on my phone, because it is literally closed and I cannot see my phone screen unless I choose to open my phone case. So I really love having a phone case with a pocket notebook built into it. Action-oriented to-do lists is the other thing that I have. So I use an app called TickTick. The reason, and I'm not sponsored or anything, but the reason that I love TickTick is because it has a widget on my home screen on my phone that gives me my to-do list without me having to click into the app to look at it. It's just right there in a widget. I really like that. It also has different folders and a lot of organization features, a lot of customizability, it's customizable. It's very customizable. And I can also share task lists with my husband or with other devices. And so regardless of what you use for your to-do list, do to-dos in an action-oriented way. And what I mean by that is instead of putting do laundry on your to-do list, what I put is go upstairs, grab the laundry bag, put laundry into bag, bring to basement. That is literally what I put on my to-do list, those phrases. Or go to bedroom, dump out clean laundry, grab hangers, hang clean laundry. That's what I put on my to-do list. And so it is very action-oriented, and it breaks those steps into very simple pieces of go to this location, grab this item, do this action with that item. And it takes away the overwhelm and the task sequencing challenging, the executive function challenges that we have with completing tasks and getting things done, the task initiation overwhelm. It takes that hurdle away because I've already thought of what is the very first thing that I need to do to accomplish that task. And it's so much easier to check things off of your to-do list when instead of it's just this nebulous task with 10 different steps involved in that one thing, it tells you exactly go to garage, grab paper towel, grab window spray, spray windshield to clean my windshield. I could put clean my windshield, but that's too abstract. Go to garage, grab the paper towel, grab cleaning spray, spray windshield. Or it might even start with ask Seth where the cleaning spray is. Go to garage with paper towel, right? So I'm breaking my to-dos down into the minute little steps that I need to take in order to accomplish those things. And it takes away so much executive function. It makes getting things done a lot easier with my to-do list. Brain dump notebooks wherever I need them. I keep a notebook at point of service wherever I might need it to brain dump. So I've thought about where in my life do I need to brain dump often. And so I have one. Typically it goes right here inside my coffee table, because when I'm sitting in the living room on the couch, I often want to brain dump. And so I have this notebook here and I can just brain dump or do a thought download. I also have a notebook in my car. It's right here, literally in my car. So I have habit stacked. When I pull into my garage, when I get home from work, I literally take my notebook out. It sits right here, and I have pens and highlighters in the car so that before I get out of the car, before I even get into the house, when I get home from work, I will sit here. If I'm stressed, I can brain dump everything. Then I take a highlighter and highlight the things that I actually need to be thinking about. Typically, it's 3 things out of the 300 things that I've just written down that I actually need to be on my mind right now. And it just helps me to dump everything out, unload my brain, regulate myself before I even enter the house and interact with my husband. I do it right here, and I have this notebook in my car at point of service so that I can brain dump as soon as I get home from work. I also have a notebook on my nightstand so that I can brain dump at nighttime before I go to bed. So just wherever you think you may need to brain dump, wherever you're sitting, pondering life and getting stressed or overwhelmed by things, put a notebook there at point of service, living room, in the car, in your nightstand, wherever you might need it, on your desk. Have a notebook there with a pen. This brings me to the next thing that I love. It's so small, but it's so life-changing for me. I use multicolor pens. These are pens like the old-fashioned 90s style, like different ink cartridges in a single pen. I love these because it makes such a big difference in a brain dump session or in a creative session or whatever you might be doing, writing, getting things done, to be able to switch your ink color. That makes such a big difference for me to organize my thoughts or even just keep myself motivated and going. I love being able to change the color of my pen, but I don't want to have to keep multiple pens everywhere. And I also don't want to have to get up to get my stash of pens anytime I want to write something down. So yes, I have a cute little pen bag with like 20 different colored pens in it, but I don't always have that bag where I need it to be. So I have learned to get these pens with different colors on them, and I keep one in the drawer, and I keep this one also in my drawer. I don't know why I have two here. I also keep one at my desk. I keep one on my nightstand. I keep one in the kitchen. I keep one back there. I have these everywhere, and I can pull one pen out and have one pen, but multiple different colors to write with, and I love it. So get yourself a multicolored freaking pen. I absolutely love these. It's so simple. It is only one object to keep with you, but you get 4 different ink colors to choose from. It's amazing. Okay, number 9, clocks everywhere. I got these tiny little clocks. I got these from Amazon only because I didn't want to spend $100 on buying like different nice clocks for every room. When I realized that I was time blind, I never knew that time blindness was a thing. I did not know that time blindness existed prior to like a year ago. My husband tells me he has always known that I'm time blind, and he told me like 5 years ago that he thinks I'm time blind, and I laughed at him because I didn't think it was a thing. I didn't know it was a thing. It's a thing. Time blindness is a thing. If you struggle with time blindness, you need a clock in every room. So now I have a clock in every room. And I did that by getting these little clocks. And I am slowly upgrading these with like nice aesthetic looking clocks that are like actually real clocks. But these little guys are so cute, and I put these everywhere in every room, every place that I sit now. There's always a clock visible. So this one I keep right back there. I have one by my desk. I have one of these in my bathroom. That is a big place where you need a clock, in your bathroom. You will lose so much time getting ready in the morning and not even know that time is passing. Put a clock in your bathroom. Everywhere in my house, I have a clock now so I can always see what time it is. And I tell you, I am always surprised when I look at the clock and see what time it is. It surprises me every single time because hours just jump away. They just fly away. A time just slips through my fingers like it's passing, and I am completely unaware of time passing. And I have to literally look at the clock and see what time it is. So I have a clock in every room. So get yourself some of these. I'll link them below. If you can't afford to actually buy like tons of new nice clocks, just get these. They tell you the time. That's all you need. Okay, last thing, guided meditations. This is an app called Asana Rebel that I use. I'm sure there are other apps that give guided meditations. I'm sure there's probably free ones on YouTube. I'm not sponsored. I just really enjoy Asana Rebel. Asana Rebel is mostly a yogi app, so they give you yoga workouts. It's a whole thing. But on that app, they also do guided meditations, and I love those meditations. There's different guided meditations for different states of mind that you might be in. Taking a 7-minute recharge, a midday break, a morning motivation, winding down the day, getting ready for sleep, back to routine meditation. Like there's a bunch of different ones, and he guides you through and talks to you and tells you what to dwell on, what to think about, guides you through your breaths. It's so much easier to meditate than just trying to empty your mind in complete silence. That is really hard for me, but a guided meditation gives you a little bit more structure, a little more accountability of a voice talking to you and walking you through it and telling you how to breathe and what to pay attention to in your body. Guided meditation is so nice. I use those all the time. They're just a few minutes long. Find yourself a series of guided meditations. I'm sure there's tons of them out there. If you want to check out Asana Rebel, you can do that. It is a subscription, and it does come with like a lot of other yoga stuff. So if that's not your thing, it may not be the app that you want, but find yourself access to guided meditations and use those throughout the day whenever you need them. Sometimes I fall asleep listening to them. They're so, so nice. And I am able to regulate my nervous system using them. So those are the 10 things that I have. In summary, we have 1, fidget toys, always have a fidget toy on you. 2, earbuds, always have earbuds on you. You never know when you're going to need to regulate your nervous system and listen to something or calm your nervous system or motivate yourself. And you might be in a social situation where it's not appropriate to have anything on speaker coming from your phone. And so just slip an earbud in. Get yourself some very small, discreet earbuds so that it's not obvious that you're wearing them, and you can wear these anytime in any social environment. Obviously, within reason, be careful, don't get yourself in trouble at work. Dopamine menu, have a dopamine menu on your phone. It is so useful. If you have one or if you don't have one, check out my video on dopamine menus. If you made one a long time ago and you're not using it, you might just need to update your dopamine menu and make it more applicable for your life now and remind yourself to use it. I find dopamine menus extremely helpful to keep myself moving throughout the day. Lists to stay on track. Make these lists. Think about your routines. Think about what you need to get done during your transitions to and from work. Write them down and post them so that you don't get sidetracked with 1,000 other things during your transition times. A pocket notebook, phone case. I will link this one below. I was only able to find one that is like this that also has like a little pen holder in it. If you know of another place, maybe an Etsy shop that makes these, please let me know because I would really like to get a nicer looking phone case that's not just plain black. Otherwise, I might just have to start making these myself and selling them because having a pocket notebook connected to my phone is absolutely priceless for the way that my brain works. Also, action-oriented to-do lists and brain dump notebooks wherever you might need them, multicolor pens, clocks everywhere, guided meditations. Guys, those are the 10 things that have absolutely changed my life and helped me to regulate my nervous system while on the go, while doing a full-time job in the healthcare field. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just everyday applications and examples of how I navigate ADHD and regulate my nervous system while on the go see my video, How I Stopped Wasting Hours with My Mornings with ADHD. Go check that video out. I talk about how I navigate my mornings and get out to work on time with ADHD and work in the healthcare field. So go check that out if you enjoyed this content, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy seeing my videos. Bye. Love you all.